This is Dr.RED Panda.
Do you know what a real ninja is? Are the ninjutsu in anime real? Are there still ninjas in Japan today? I'm Dr. Red Panda, and I'm here to answer all these questions for you. What is a ninja? The history of ninjas can be traced back to the 6th century. Back then, Japan's Prince Shotoku had a group of people called shinobi who worked for him as spies. These shinobi were the predecessors of the ninjas. Interestingly, during the peak of the ninja era, the term ninja was not actually used. Instead, different groups and regions had their own names for them, such as Rampa, Minomi, and Kanoshi. Ninjas were special agents in ancient Japan who specialized in combat and intelligence gathering. Although they are often depicted as assassins in black suits with only their eyes exposed, ninjas actually spent most of their time gathering intelligence. Ninjas were like spies, living in enemy territory and blending in with the locals. They dressed like farmers or merchants and only wore their black suits when they were on a mission. Back in the 14th century, Japan was a chaotic place. There were always wars going on, and the fighting was getting more and more brutal. Ninjas were perfect for this kind of warfare, and they played a big role in the many conflicts of the time. So, warlords needed more and more intel and sabotage behind enemy lines, which led to the rise of the ninja profession. Over time, different ninja schools emerged in different regions, the most famous of which are the Koga and Yiga factions. Koga ninja versus Yiga ninja. The cities of Koga and Yiga in Japan are known as the two major birthplaces of ninjas, each with its own distinctive traits. Referred to as the Koga group, the Koga ninjas were primarily tasked with intelligence missions. According to records, they excelled in disguising themselves as skilled medicine merchants due to Koga's production of medicinal herbs, infiltrating enemy camps to gather information. Additionally, they were deeply loyal to their feudal lords. On the other hand, the Yiga group, or Yiga ninjas, focused more on combat missions. They often served as professional mercenaries, hired by different feudal lords. In legend, Koga and Yiga are archenemies. Historically, they often served different lords and belonged to different factions. Koga ninjas pledged allegiance to Toyotomi Hideyoshi, while Yiga ninjas were hired by Tokugawa Ieyasu. This is why many believe Yiga and Koga are bitter enemies. However, research suggests they had matrimonial ties and weren't always at odds. Rather, they were more like independent schools of thought, each with its own development. So, what kind of trials must one undergo to become a ninja? How to become a ninja? In the past, your background determined whether you could become a ninja. For instance, both the Koga and Yiga ninja clans primarily consisted of members from the same families. Boys born into ninja families underwent training in martial arts and weapons from a young age, along with developing skills like swimming and horseback riding. Aspiring ninjas were also sent to the wilderness to hone survival techniques and field capabilities. In addition to undergoing rigorous training, ninjas also place great emphasis on righteousness of heart. Most ninjas adhere to the 3 prohibitions, which forbid the distractions of alcohol, lust, and desire from disturbing their inner peace. With varying abilities, ninjas may be assigned different tasks. For instance, certain schools have a hierarchical system of jonin, chunin, genin. Jonin primarily focus on strategic planning, chunin lead groups in combat, while genin engage directly with the enemy on the front lines. However, detailed information about ninja training is scarce in Japanese history. This is mainly because in ancient times, much of ninja training was passed down orally, leaving no written records. Later generations mostly rely on a book called Mansen Shukai to understand ninja culture. Legend has it that Mansen Shukai was written by a hermit from Koga, passed down through generations to today, holding significant research value. This book serves as a comprehensive encyclopedia, merging the ninja arts of Yiga and Koga into one. It's packed with rich content covering everything from weapons and tools used by ninjas, their crafting methods, to insights into their mindset, martial arts, social skills, astronomy, and more. What is ninjutsu? Ninjas not only need to learn techniques for reconnaissance and gathering intelligence, but also methods like combat, stealth, and escape, which are collectively referred to as ninjutsu. Of course, real ninjutsu isn't as flashy as the techniques seen in anime like fireball jutsu or shadow clone jutsu. It's more about the practical application of various knowledge and skills. For instance, in order to gather intelligence, ninjas must learn to use psychology and persuasive tactics to manipulate people into divulging information. For solo missions, they need knowledge of observing celestial bodies, understanding geographical environments, and familiarity with herbalism. Additionally, if they're unexpectedly discovered by enemies, ninjas might have to employ disguise techniques, disguising themselves as monks or street performers to blend into crowds. Some ninjas are particularly skilled in fire release, using explosions, arson, or smoke to disrupt enemies and escape. In the book Manson Shukai, a significant portion is dedicated to teaching the use of gunpowder. On the other hand, ninjas also need to be adept in combat, mastering not only martial arts but also the use of weapons. Tools like the kunai, often seen in anime, were real implements primarily used for digging soil, climbing walls, and self-defense. Additionally, ninjas commonly employed the kuzurigama, a sickle and chain weapon, for close-quarters combat. By the way, the hand seals frequently seen in ninja anime are also based on reality. These gestures mainly originate from Buddhist culture. Sometimes, ninjas would perform hand seals during missions. However, their purpose is more akin to meditation, aiming to enhance mental focus, concentration, or seek divine blessings. They're not really about unleashing flashy techniques. The legendary ninja. Whenever you talk about ninja history, you're bound to hear about the famous figure Hattori Hanzo. Strictly speaking, he wasn't just any ninja. He was the head honcho, belonging to the Yiga school, and served Tokugawa Ieyasu. But Hattori Hanzo is more of a title than a name. The real hero revered by people is the second-generation head, who inherited this title, Hattori Masanari. Legend has it that during the incident at Hinoji in 1582, Akechi Mitsuhide betrayed his lord Oda Nobunaga, forcing Nobunaga to commit seppuku, a form of ritual suicide. Tokugawa Ieyasu, who was allied with Nobunaga, found himself in a chaotic situation and needed to evacuate urgently, taking a shortcut through Yiga. However, Ieyasu's forces were severely outnumbered, and the situation was dire. That's when Hattori Hanzo, along with 200 ninja, escorted Ieyasu, successfully getting him out of danger. This feat earned him the title of Demon Hanzo. Since most ninjas had to live in secrecy, only a few would be remembered in history. Many skilled ninjas left no trace whatsoever. With the decline of the ninja era, Japan never saw such renowned ninjas again. The end of the ninja era? During the Edo period, Japan moved past the era of warlords and embraced an era of peace and prosperity, rendering the need for ninjas obsolete. Then, in the Meiji period, the government established police and military institutions, centralizing intelligence tasks within national military units, ultimately leading to the disappearance of the ninja profession from the annals of history. Although the ninja profession faded into obscurity, the Japanese government made efforts to preserve its cultural significance. In places like Yiga and Koka cities, ninja culture memorial halls were established. Additionally, Mie University in Yiga established a dedicated ninjutsu research center, offering graduate courses. Students not only delve into ninja history, but also conduct scientific experiments to analyze whether the techniques, medicines, and tools mentioned in ancient texts can be applied in modern society. Today, with the announcement from Japan's last Grandmaster Ninja, Junichi Kawakami, that he won't be taking on any more apprentices, it marks the end of an era. The once revered ninja profession has lost its relevance in the face of evolving times. While countless are intrigued by ninjas, nobody truly wishes to become one. Even Kawakami himself admits he's unsure of the significance of being a ninja in this era. The ninja culture after transformation. Although the era of Japanese ninjas might be over, they're still kicking it in pop culture. You've got shows like Ninja Boy, Rantaro, Naruto. There's just too many ninja-centered anime or movies to count. Even stuff like Digimon or Pokemon have characters like Yigamin or Greninja. And hey, some of these works actually vibe with the ninja ethos from back in the day. Take Naruto, for instance. Experts say the main dude, Naruto, with his whole kindness, justice thing, loyalty to Konoha, trusting his pals and all, actually aligns pretty well with the benevolence, righteousness, loyalty, trust, spirit from the Wansanshukis. The true essence of ninjutsu lies in rectitude deal. Plus, it's not just Japan. Western stuff borrows heaps from ninjas too. From the Ninja Turtles to Kill Bill to Batman, you name it. Hollywood loves throwing ninja characters into the mix, adding that extra mystery of the Far East to their flicks. So, in a way, ninjas nowadays are one of Japan's strongest cultural exports, going global and all. After really getting to know ninjas, I've realized that their true nature is quite different from what I initially imagined. For instance, back in the day, many ninjas were more like spies, their job being to blend in as civilians and gather intelligence. They wouldn't engage in conflicts unnecessarily, so instead of head-on fights, ninjas tended to prefer escaping. Staying alive was their top priority. Nowadays, the image of ninjas in people's minds is largely shaped by later portrayals in dramas, movies, or anime. Take shuriken, for example. Many people would think it's a ninja's staple weapon, but shuriken were actually used by samurai before. Ninjas didn't seem to use this weapon much, and it was probably during the Edo period for theatrical purposes that shuriken got associated with ninja characters. And that's a wrap for this episode of the video. I'm DR.RED Panda. If any of you have your own perspectives, or if you think there are any errors in the video, feel free to leave a comment in the discussion section. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Until next time, take care.